Who here represents game developers? Who is a game developer? All right, most of you guys. Who here is a marketing person or a traffic provider or an ad agency? Okay, this is going to be an interesting panel for both parties because the idea for this panel came from Casual Connect in Amsterdam. Because we had a booth there, we were just playing video games, and I counted the amount of people that came up to me trying to sell me traffic. It was 73 people during 3 days of the conference. Just coming, oh, I have this business thing, can I talk to your marketing? I'm like, we do premium games, we don't buy traffic. But how do you get users? How do you get traffic? They ask. And that got me talking really loudly, and the good folks from Chartboost were standing next to me, actually. And Thomas, I believe it was you there that went like, you're wrong. And we started arguing about this subject. It wasn't, okay, so it was someone from Chartboost that was saying that, no, we actually, we understand games, we work with developers, and that got us talking about an idea of a panel called Traffic Providers versus Game Developers. And the idea here was to give an honest chance to people who provide services like user acquisition or advertising to defend themselves against a room filled with mostly game developers. Unfortunately, there is mostly game developers here, so I hope we can have a productive discussion about this subject. The people that we have participating here in order from closest to me, we have Rami Ismail from Vlambeer, representing indie game developers. A round of applause. Now, Rami has experience launching games on a variety of platforms, but as far as I understand, you do only premium. You had one free game, which kicked off your virality a couple of years ago. Is that correct? Yeah. Right, so Rami represents indie developers on Steam, on consoles, on mobile, everywhere. We also have Maria Essig from Congregate. Please, a round of applause. Now, Maria, correct me if I'm wrong. You're representing a company that has a full marketing department. You have licensing, you source content, you do web games, you do mobile games. So you're a company that mostly works in-house, right?
That's somewhat correct. We have enough our own users to help our game developers.
Right, so you own a platform that you use for your marketing. So
in
that's
a
why.
nutshell, that's correct.
Right. So you are representing the development side here for the most part, which I hope will give more perspective. And we have, I am really bad with names. Could you please announce your name?
Igor Pashchenko.
Igor Pashchenko from Facebook. Please, a round of applause. You're representing Facebook, and as far as I understand, you work in the marketing department.
That's right. I deal with marketing strategies.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought having Facebook on the panel would be very useful because several game developers whom I know actually had success with Facebook advertising and the targeting. And we were talking with Rami a little bit about Facebook advertising, how we tried it, and we're going to share our experience with us throughout the panel. And that's why you're on the traffic provider side. And we have Thomas. I also can't pronounce your last name. Right. We have Tomas from Chartboost representing traffic providers as well. Please, a round of applause. So this was supposed to be the slide that was up there during, like, would you like to buy my traffic? And when I did the introduction, again, the names which I had written down over here, this is lack of sleep. Anyway, let's get on to the panel. So this is something that I like to ask a lot of advertising companies to do their pitch. And the question that I'd like to ask you guys here is, let's assume that I have a game that's finished. I have $5,000 to spend. What do I do? Rami, do you want to kick this off?
I mean, I'd throw a nice little party to celebrate that the game was done.
Please tell us, what would you like? What kind of drinks would you get? Where would this party be?
Well, I don't drink, so I'd get Coca-Cola, and I'd probably let the other guy at Vlambeer do the rest of the drinks. But parties do really well. People like them, and like we don't want to spend money on marketing like that.
What is the best, most effective party you have thrown?
Well, I mean, we did a party when Luftrausers was done, and we took some photos and posted those on Twitter. and we have a lot of Twitter followers, so a lot of people like that, and then they bought our game. It was actually pretty effective. Like,
So in marketing terms, you basically had a party, you made pictures, and the pictures were your marketing material.
yeah,
more or
it
less,
was great.
right?
And sometimes we also live stream the parties, or just live stream development, and then people watch that. But that's free. So then we have money left for parties.
Right, so you just throw more parties and then...
Yeah, or like buy better food. One time we bought a new monitor. That was cool. I paid like some of my college debt once, but that didn't help with the marketing.
Oh.
But it was good. Yeah, the 5K is a good amount of money to spend. Just
Okay,
yeah,
so
not for-
option number one, throw
Yeah.
a party, right? Maria, how would you spend $5,000? Or how would you advise to spend it in your organization?
I would probably advise you to invest them to make a nice YouTube video. I'm not talking about just a general epic pitch of your game. Just make something viral, something about yourselves, who you are, what's your game about, be funny, be creative. Launch it on YouTube, get some followers and installs to Google Play and then to iOS.
Right, so make a funny trailer, post on YouTube, and I guess you would like reach out to the press or to other YouTubers to have the trailer showcase what the game is.
Absolutely.
All right, okay. That's the developers part. Traffic providers, what do you have?
I guess I'm expected to say you have to spend it on advertising.
You-
I wouldn't know if how effective, well, how much you can get out of it with a 5K. Also, it depends on the game. If you have an indie game which is very well built, and there are quite a few examples out there that with zero investment, they've got a lot of popularity, a lot of press. When you got attention of journalists, went to conferences. So you can actually spend this money on going to a conference and looking for publishers, talking about your game. You won't have enough money for a stand, for example, but if you're an outgoing person and you're open for connections to promote your game, word of mouth is what sells, and that's what's free. So I guess I'm expected to say you have to spend it on Facebook, but we can talk about different strategies, maybe with other questions. But with that amount of money, if you're a small indie, go to a conference, have fun, and make word of mouth work for you.
Well, that's actually quite interesting. About on the subject of trailers, right? I hear that a bunch of developers were successful with making a nice YouTube trailer themselves, so it's in-house cost, and then using Facebook to promote that. Because in my mobile feed on Facebook, I right now see the auto-playing videos, and sometimes, occasionally, the video starts playing and it's really good, and I just start liking it, and then I go to the page where it's at, and I usually go away. But if the game is good and I know the name, that could be good brand reinforcement, or would it not? Not with that budget?
If you have already the video prepared, if you've shot nice gameplay, interesting story, not just screenshots of the game or with some idea, with some story, definitely to promote through Facebook, build a page and pay for promotion outside of organic, definitely works, because on Facebook every day there are 4 billion video views, and right now it's part of the video strategy along with the YouTube and any other big video channels that you may be using. So definitely native video, putting that video that you already built for YouTube, building and putting on Facebook and promoting there, definitely a good part of the strategy.
Or you can use your party to have a really great video, and then we'll combine everything
So
together.
we throw a party, we film a video at the party, and we promote it
and
on
then
Facebook.
promote it on Facebook.
But I don't think 5K is
But
going to be enough.
at the end of the party, you don't have money for that. Like if you want to
Yeah.
go and throw a good party, and you're not going to spend 5K.
What if you promote the party invites on Facebook?
Oh, that could work. Like it's also like going to conference is a good one. Like go to conference is great, but like you said, the game is done. And if you start going to conferences when your game is done, you're basically
Well,
too
yeah,
late.
I guess, the whole how to showcase your game at the conference, that's a separate subject. I think it is very important to showcase your game
Yeah.
before it's done. But
That
I
would
think
be a
for
good
the
idea.
sanity of this panel, I want to hear what Chartboost would suggest with the 5K budget.
Right. So provided the game is free to play, and provided that you included that 5K as early as possible into your budget, then that's about enough to acquire enough players and gather enough data to understand how your game is doing, and basically use that data intelligently to acquire more players. And yeah, that's how it goes, basically.
I absolutely love that you mentioned free-to-play, because I'm just going to go to the next question, because I want my game to be priced at $5. What are my marketing options? Let's just switch to that.
Right. So this is a little bit outside of our kind of area of expertise, but I bet there are different ways for you to do that.
Yeah. So for Chartboost specifically, you guys spend a lot of energy on getting out into these events, and you threw a fantastic pre-party here at DevGam, where a lot of indie developers have been mingling and whatnot. But I did ask around at that party about free-to-play and how developers react to that. In the audience, who here does free-to-play games? Could you please raise your hand? So less than half here does free-to-play, which is why I think it would be important for you to explain what, from your experience of free-to-play, what would you think the options would be for a premium game?
Right. So I bet there are different options, and there are different networks who could provide, kind of different models to acquire players for the premium titles. At Chartboost, we work specifically with free-to-play, so I don't really know.
Okay, Rami, I think you had some sort of promotion on Facebook where you promoted a premium game.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Basically, one day I got really curious because I get like 700 emails from traffic providers a day. Those emails generate a lot of traffic in my mailbox. But I basically decided that it would be a good idea to just grab $500 and spend $250 on Twitter and $250 on Facebook and just see what happens. So I made nuclear throne advertisements on Facebook, and we spent $250, and I think we got 37 impressions or something of people that actually engaged with it, which was great. If all of them bought the game, we would have slightly broken even. So that was positive. It's just that nobody seemed to buy it, as far as we could tell. 4 billion video impressions is a lot of cat videos. That's super good.
How many cat videos do you see every day?
So many. I have the wrong friends. I've got the wrong friends, I'll tell you that.
I started to unsubscribe from people who post cat videos. I'm sorry.
I would unsubscribe from most of my Facebook if I tried that. But no, it's
nice.
It sounds pretty good, actually. No, so I tried that, and Facebook did nothing, and Twitter did even less, which was impressive. And then I just tweeted. I just went hey, people, could you spread this link? And then 700 plus people retweeted it. So that worked better.
Yeah, but you did spend a lot of time on building out your own reach on
yeah,
Facebook
of course.
Twitter.
Your own reach is the best reach, because your own reach, you don't pay for it anymore. So might as well spend money on doing that. But not money, you just spend time. So I have 80,000 followers on Twitter. Flambeer has 40,000 followers. JW has 20,000 followers. There's some overlap, but I would say we would reach 120,000 people.
Well, I think this is where I want to challenge you a little bit, because you say that it's all, it doesn't cost anything, but you do spend a lot of time and money on traveling the world all the time.
Oh, no, usually events pay for that, which is good. But this one was on me, though. That's,
all right, well, we're a poor indie event.
I wanted to be here, no, but the thing is, so Twitter, for me, I think a large part of Twitter as an independent developer is being just you, just being genuine.
Being an actual person.
Yeah, just being me. So yeah, I post weird stuff every now and then sometimes I post about games, and sometimes I made nice food, and I take a picture of my dinner, and then I tweet that. And that gets me followers, because people are oh, this dude seems pretty okay. So that doesn't cost me a lot. Yeah, sure, it costs me time.
How often do you tweet? How many tweets?
Oh my God, I think I do 40 tweets a day or something.
Yeah, whenever I open up my Twitter feed, it's all Rami.
Well, no, not really. Twitter is 140 characters, so I usually come up with a tweet in 12 seconds and then tweet it. So let's say 40 tweets a day is No, I just tweet. No, I don't care. Like, if people are upset at what I tweet,
It's like,
they
Maria,
just unfollow
you
me.
can be an actual, genuine person.
Yeah,
on
just be
Twitter.
real. Like, I'm not, like,
I tried it,
I
it's
think
kinda
my
nice.
Twitter is free to play, but I don't want, like, chart boost analytics of my Twitter. That would be really strange. But I did, like, I just tweet and then I see what people respond. So it doesn't, yeah, it costs me time, but, like, I like doing that anyway. And it is super, super useful for us to just have that reach because nobody can charge us for it, which is great. And we don't have to worry about whether the people that follow us are people that are interested in us, because the people that follow us are interested in us. So
Yeah, so you have a nice little community that you can use for whatever new product you ship.
basically our main goal has always been to build the community around Flambeer because they are the most valuable thing we have, right? Like
Right.
making sure that the people that are interested in your games have people that are talking about those games, but also making sure that the people that are talking about your games know that you listen to them as well. Takes like 10 minutes of your day every now and then you just respond to 5 people, they all talk about it, and it's great.
All right. Does anyone have anything to add on the subject of pricing my game at $5?
I mean, don't price it at $5. $5 is a
Why not?
terrible price. It's like slightly too much to be cheap and slightly too little to be expensive.
How would
It's,
you
it's
price?
it's like that amount of money that is like, if you're like under $10 on Steam, you get like a nice little banner, which is cool. But like that's under 10. So people don't really feel the difference between 5 and 10 all that often. You can only go like for $7.99. It's like three
All right,
three
well,
extra
that's
dollars.
Steam. On Steam, I agree that the pricing
Yeah.
should be like around $10. But what about mobile? Like,
Well, mobile is another weird one because like 5 is too expensive. Like if you do like 3, that's kind of okay. But like either you do that or you go like like you said, what Minecraft does.
or become Minecraft.
Yeah, or like go over that. Like because 5 is like that weird. It's like that weird spot where people are like, it's not an impulse buy, but it's also not a real. It's not a real like.
It's not a real premium investment.
Yeah, it's not like a real investment. So people
Yeah.
are like, eh. It's like trying to get funding. Try to get funding for 50K. That's terrible. 20K.
Yeah.
That's easy. 100K. That's easy. Like 5 is just not a good number.
Okay,
Don't do
so
5.
don't do 5s
No,
in
do
your
7.
numbers at all.
Yeah.
Do 7s.
Just never use 5.
All right, on that subject,
5 is the worst number.
I want to switch. We have a bunch of different questions coming up. If anyone has a question, I want to do some interactivity. You can raise your hand and you can just say the question, and I will relay it for the video because we're recording this. So if you have a question, you can just raise your hand at any given time, and we'll figure it out. But right now the question is, let's talk about freemium versus premium. Because this subject, it feels like there are two worlds happening in game development right now. There's a whole, you have the Zyngas, you have the Kings, you have all of those guys kind of advertising free-to-play because that's where the huge money comes in, and then everyone forgets that Clash of Clans had a 12 million launch budget. Somehow everyone goes like, let's do free-to-play. I've been talking with investors for the past 18 months about investing more into indie games and doing like new creative things. And like one of the meetings went. We're called Tiny Build, right? And then the investor opened up with, I don't like your name, you should be Big Build Games. And then I just walked out. And that's kind of the level of understanding where investors are, and a lot of people with a pure marketing background that come into game development, they just go like, oh, okay, so we buy 500,000 users, they produce this much milk, oh wait, that's their actual people. But anyway, we just milk them for this amount, and then this amount of money will come in, and then they'll fall off, and then we'll buy more users and keep on doing this. It's satire a little bit, but I have personally encountered this many times when people try to sell me stuff without understanding the game part, right, about free-to-play. So I think the question here I have for Facebook and Charboost is, how can we, as game developers, understand that you understand games? So can you talk a little bit about what do you talk about when you approach game developers? How do you pitch yourselves? How can you help a game developer that has a free-to-play game, for example, make it more successful? Can we get into this subject a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Free to play versus premium. It's a never-ending topic, and I believe personally, free to play is a fair model. You want to play, you play. You want to, be better. You either spend much more time, or you pay to accelerate your progress, to grow something, whatever. So that's a fair. You don't want to play, you don't play. You don't pay up front and then potentially be frustrated about your purchase. So that's just to start off. That's my view, and quite a few people maybe may agree with me, especially game developers who are in this space. When it comes to building games for Facebook or mobile games and promoting with Facebook, first thing that I emphasize, and it's a no-brainer, Facebook is all about people. The entire platform is predicated on the idea that it's real identities, and monthly it's more than 1.4 billion on Facebook and mobile. On mobile only, it's more than 1 billion. So it's real. It's not cookies. It's not some files, whatever. It's real people, and you're looking for people to play your game. If I don't tell developers to waste a lot of money, go into the States, slush all your budgets, just show to all the males out there who want to play your card battler, whatever. No. They want the real audience who will be interested, potentially the people who play this type of games. If it's a match 3, people who play Candy Crush, or people who play, Jelly Splash, or if it's any of that genre. Then if you go to more RPG games, it's not, you won't be targeting the entire Facebook population. You don't want to spam, as was mentioned, the cat videos showing to everybody. For some, that's all they want to look at on Facebook. It's fine, it's cool. By the way, if you like cat videos, then they will show in your newsfeed a bit more, I guess. So,
I noticed that.
yeah. So you reach out to real people, real gamers. Facebook has quite a few signals to find that audience you're looking for, the audience of people who are interested specifically in puzzles, the audiences of people who like to read Twilight Saga and they happen to play hidden object games, for example. There are quite a lot of creative ways to target people and to show them your game. If they want to play, they click the download on mobile or on Facebook and they continue. If they don't, they skip. If you target the wrong people, they will X out your ad. They'll make sure they don't never see your ad again. They will not see your ad again, and it will damage your advertising. And that's a mistake that you make if you try to show your game to everybody. You want to be much more targeted to reach to the people that matter to you.
Yeah, I just want to comment on that. How many people here in this audience know their player? Not oh, my game will be played by everybody from 1-year-old to 100 years old. Who knows your audience? Who knows the specific person who is going to play your game? This is the comment on targeting, on advertising. And this is the thing you always need to keep in mind when you try to build a free-to-play game. Are you ready to iterate, to work on updates, to talk to your user, to see what they want, to be in actual dialogue with them? It's not about a paid game. When you build something, you had your vision, you had your idea, you launched it, and you are hoping for some number of installs. This is the question to ask yourself before you budgeting, before you're building. This is the time and emotional commitment to the potential user.
I mean, that doesn't just stay at free-to-play, though. We make a premium game, Nuclear Throne. We've been updating it for 72 weeks now. We do 2 live streams, Tuesday and Thursday. We talk to our fans. And then every Saturday, we release an update of the game, which is, I think, more committed than the average free-to-play developer is to their audience. It's literally every week, consistently an update, and direct talking with them through video. That's not a free-to-play. That's just good game development, is knowing your audience and making sure that you make a game that adheres to their expectation, but also that is true to what you want to make, right? And I think it's a weird baseline. If your game isn't good, then it won't work. You can throw millions at marketing and it will sell a little bit. They say a bad game marketed well sells better than a good game not marketed at all. And while that's true, a good game not marketed at all just sells 0. So better than that is not really impressive. Like it just like a really bad game marketed well just means that a lot of players will play a bad game and then not play another game of yours, right? So using like you need to like engage and you need to like know your audience and all that stuff. That goes for everything. That's not a free-to-play specific thing. Like that's a very easy out to just say like that is the thing. But like what is that is not an argument in favor of free-to-play or against premium or the other way around. It's just make a good game, for God's sake. Like don't throw money at a bad game. I don't know, like I have nothing against freemium. I think freemium can be really cool if applied well. I think a lot of people are assholes about it when they make free-to-play game. But I think a lot of people are assholes when they make premium games as well. Like you look at Steam Early Access, like people making terrible half-finished games and then being like $12.99 and they buy it and they're like, oh, we're not working on it anymore, lol, bye. And you're like, well, God. So like there's good and bad on both sides. Like I don't care. People just make the game they want to make. I don't like whatever. Like
Right.
you want to make a free-to-play game? Please make a free-to-play game. Just make a good one.
All right, so if you want to make a free-to-play game, make a good one.
If you make a premium game, also please make a good one. Like that.
Well, that is just too difficult. You
Oh,
know,
God.
So many conditions. All right, let's talk about automated advertising. Specifically about Facebook, Google, Chartboost. I assume, Thomas, that you have a fully automated platform, right? Because I have never used Chartboost this way. And who here hasn't used Chartboost?
Wait, who hasn't or has?
Hasn't. Кто не использовал Chartboost? Okay, so basically no one here has used Chartboost. So this is your chance to... Like I assume that everyone understands how Facebook works. Like you log in, you create an ad, you can like use a video, you can do the same thing on Google. You can either target other websites or you can target search results, specific queries. Can you tell us a little bit about how Chartboost works specifically?
Absolutely. So when we speak about automated, what do you mean about that? Is it like real-time bidding and stuff like that?
I have no idea what you just said. So, well, you see, this is the problem. Like I work in marketing, right? So I do understand what real-time bidding is, but most people will not. So like when you talk about what is CPM, what is RTB, what's all of that, like to me as a game developer, that doesn't say much. Rami, am I right? Or
I just love the abbreviations in that space. My favorite one was like ARPU. Remember ARPU? Like average revenue per user or something? And
no. What
like,
about RPPU?
So that's the thing. Like ARPU is a really low number. Like your ARPU for your average, like how much money do you earn per user? Is like a really, really super low number. So then they went like, okay, like we want to make that sound higher. What if we do like ARPPU, which is like average revenue per paying user, which is a lot higher because like now you're talking per only people that pay. And I was like, now that sounds a lot like trying to make things sound really nice.
Well, hold on.
Well, there is RPPDAU too as well.
Fucking video games. I remember when you just made a platformer and that was it. That was cool stuff. And I was like,
ARPDAO, right?
ARPDAO.
RPPDAU or
Lovely. That
Average
sounds like some
Let's-
scary thing.
Let's make things super easy. You know, you come to Charboost, you open the account, and then provided you have friends who are game developers as well, you can totally disregard our network for paid user acquisition, and you just do direct deals between you, cutting us totally out, right? Most of our technology is free of charge, right? So you can do cross promotion between your own titles. And you can also use our direct deals marketplace. Think about it as a social network for game developers. And cut your own deals on your own terms, right? You can exchange your traffic, I hate this term. You can, buy, sell on your own terms and don't even speak with us. It's fully automated, right? Or
So you are an automated advertising network.
right. If you like, you can totally automate.
Right. So
everything.
like from my perspective, if I wouldn't have known like anything of this, to me it basically banner exchange, right?
Well, if you want to talk about different ad formats, let's do that. Advertising is a very broad term. So at Charboost we support only interstitials and video, which are most engaging and best converting ad units. Banners, not so much, no.
I didn't understand anything of that. Like, just like Rami, what do you think about this?
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad to hear that they convert well.
No, I mean, how do you get your players in? I mean, you using Twitter, it's all fun and
Yeah, no,
and free.
I think like the one thing that that we at some point realized for us, marketing is not about convincing people our game is good, because our game is good. Because if it wasn't good, we wouldn't be releasing it, because it'd be bad. So for us, it's more about reaching the people that already think it's good, that don't know about it yet, right? So for us, like a large part of that is just telling our followers to like, hey, talk about our
Absolutely,
game.
and Charbos definitely supports that idea. And as I mentioned, most of our tools and platform is free. So for example, if you have like 10 games, right, you have like 100,000 players on one game. So who knows your game best? It's your players, right? And you release new game.
Hopefully us, but
You release a new game, and then you can basically let your existing players know about your new game, right? Using a engaging kind of message on your existing game saying, hey, we've got amazing new game, why don't you try it, right?
No, because our games are very different. Like we have like a cutesy game about shooting fish with machine guns, and then we have like a not cutesy game about shooting airplanes with airplanes. They have another game that's kind of cutesy with mutant shooting monsters.
It's all about shooting, though.
There's a lot of shooting, but like a ridiculous fishing player is not the same person as a lift trousers player. It's not the same person as a super crate box player. Like the thing that we have is that they like us. They like the brand of Vlambeer. They like the people at Vlambeer more than they like our specific game. So if they like Super Crate Box, our goal is not to tie them to Super Crate Box, because that would be ridiculous, because that's one game. We try to tie them to us. We try to tie them to like what we do in the industry, what we try to do, how we try to help out, like the games that we make. We try to connect them to that, because if at that point you just go like, hey, we made a game about fishing with machine guns. People go like, okay, I'll retweet the video, that's fine. So for us, it's an organic growth. Is Chartboost free to play? I'm just wondering now. Like,
yeah, it is.
You're totally a free to play thing. That's awesome. Like, at least believe in what you sell. That's really good.
But even like if we talk about cross promotion, the idea of letting your existing players, even for a premium game, know. Like if we would put an ad or like an interstitial something in any of our games, saying, hey, check this other game that we have just released. And if it's in the game that I just launched, our users would get really pissed off.
Absolutely.
Like I think yours as well, Rami, right?
Oh yeah. People pay for our games. So they don't
Yeah.
have ads.
Is this why it doesn't work in premium games?
Totally. I mean, in the freemium games, it works both ways. People are getting your game free of charge, and then I mean they also get customs exactly that they see ads in there, and that's becoming a norm and acceptable already. And with premium games, it's simply like different story.
Okay, I want to dedicate a little bit of time to specific participants here. Let's talk about Congregate. Specifically in-house marketing, Maria. How does someone like Congregate get apps exposure? So we're talking specifically about mobile games that you guys publish.
Yeah.
You have a large company. How many people are you right now?
In terms of people, we're not that big. We have in total 75 people working both
but
on
that's-
Congregate Web and Congregate Mobile.
That's about 35
Yeah, like when we
times
talk
more
about
than...
companies like Kebam or some like other well-known publishers.
Okay, so
they're
you're
just, like, too
basically,
huge.
you're like on the smaller end of...
We're technically of the size of a good game developer that can deliver like 3-4 games per year.
Rami, how many games did you develop last year?
Well, we did 18 in our first year. Yeah. Not all of them were good, I'll admit that. Some
Okay, that's it. What does Congregate do?
We actually
Stuff.
have the brand, which we spend a lot of time building on web platform with a lot of users, with exposure, and we know in our own experience how time and energy consuming is to talk to all of your players and making sure that they like you as the brand. And for everybody who wants to invest time into it. You need to be ready. It won't happen within one night. People won't come back to you just after one game, after one speech. This is a long, long, long process. So Congregate has been on the market since 2006, and we start mobile publishing in 2013. So we
I remember
spent-
you announced a 10 million fund, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of years ago in
Correct.
in
It was
Hamburg.
like an experiment. Right now we have multiple levels of working with each developer.
So
but
very
coming back
specifically,
to marketing, it's definitely advertising to our existing user base on web. This is user to our Twitter, Facebook, all the other social networks we have. And at some point when we already talk to all our users, we switch to paid user acquisition.
All right, so you do paid user acquisition.
We do.
Do you manage your own campaigns, or do you work with partners, or how does that work?
We do manage our own campaigns, and we work with partners. The whole level of mix of multiple channels, partners in-house and advertising networks. But again, paid user acquisition comes after we use our organic installs, and we already attracted all the users we could from our own network. That's, in our experience, is the most effective way.
Okay, I think we have to like shift the line here a little bit, because the development side is now here with me and Rami, because you're talking about...
I told you that
Yeah.
at the very beginning of the panel. I'm kind of in between. I'm in between. I do believe in the proper marketing mix between all the channels you have and the smart measurement between all the resources you can invest into your game.
All right, then I think everyone understands what Rami does, everyone understands what Maria does. I think people have a clear idea of what Chartboost and Facebook do in general for apps. Let's get back to the very initial subject of when you're at the business conference, and I had 17 people come up to me here, which is a lot less than the 70 at Casual Connect in Amsterdam, trying to sell me stuff. And I constantly just ask people, specifically, traffic providers, why are you better than the 900 others? Like, I get plenty of emails. Would you like to buy my traffic? Rami, you do as well.
I got a really good one.
Oh, can you read it out loud?
Yes, yeah, this is great. Rami, I come to you this day, the day of your daughter's wedding, knowing you haven't responded to me. I don't have a daughter. Finding actionable insights amongst the sea of social data is hard. And then there's a picture of the Godfather. I'm not kidding. There's actually a photo of the Godfather here. But with DataRank, we make it easy to sift through the junk and find the comments that matter. I would love to bring you into La Familia, but I need to know the correct person to speak with in marketing research first. Do we have a marketing department at Vlaambeer?
I think that's your Twitter account.
That's me, isn't it?
Well,
Would you mind pointing me in the right direction? Vito, P.S. Choose the fish, not the cannoli.
I got nothing. I would work with those guys. Like, I would create a marketing department right there.
I think I'm just gonna send him to a friend of mine and just be like, oh no, that is the guy you need to talk to, and then see how long we can keep that going
Just
until
send
the
them to
guy
your
notices.
pixel artist. Just like this summer.
No, just send it to another developer. We'll see what happens.
I would just hire that guy. He's really
Okay, do you want me to forward the email? Like, I can do it. I just got it, so it's like, I got it during this panel, so I can forward that.
awesome.
So I think we got one question out of the way, which is how exactly does Chartboost get traffic to apps? But since there is an abundance of so many companies that offer more or less the same thing, could you explain like to developers, right? So we don't know what RTB or anything like that is. So why should I work with you and not someone else?
Right, good question. So basically, Chartboost is a games-only network, right? We only work with game developers, and we are in the middle. We create amazing technology that is, again, most of it is free. But then, if you think about getting users at scale and using a paid channel, and provided you have a freemium app or game, then basically you come to us and
Right, but. So I will have to stop you right there. 17 out of the 17 people that came up to me yesterday, 15 of them are also game only, and I think all of them will say, like, if I ask them, "Is your technology great?" They'll say probably yes.
Right. So all our
Our technology.
I'm getting hammered here.
So good.
Right. So everything you do on the Charbus is fully transparent, right? So as an advertiser, you're always gonna see where your ads being shown and
Do you see which game your ad is being shown in?
Yes.
Do you see how many people view it versus clicking it?
Yes, and you can also see basically exactly for each impression you're gonna see the performance of it, and then you're gonna take action of it, right? So if you see really good performing publishers for your ads, you can go ahead and strike a direct deal with them, cutting Charboost out, right? So this is how we are different, right? It's like data transparency, games only, customizable ad units that look more like kind of recommendations to the players rather than ads, right? And since we are James only network, you always gonna know that you know the people you're acquiring are gamers already.
So if I'm an indie developer and I made a freemium game, I don't have any money. I should go to you if I want to try and exchange stuff with other developers. Is that correct?
You can do that as well, yes.
Okay.
But if you're freemium game developer and if you developed amazing game and then when it's out and then you kind of think, oh my god, I don't have any money left, then the whole entire process was wrong from the beginning.
You can come to us with a great game and we will deal with Charboost for you.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Really good pitch.
So I listened to your pitch and I actually entered the words you said were unique, and I searched for it. I got 12 results. So a lot of companies say that they are the most transparent user acquisition. Habilia here actually claims more transparent than any other.
How many of them you heard before about?
I mean, I get like hundreds of these a day. I've heard of most of them like 7 times because they keep emailing.
Have you heard about Charboost before?
I've heard, but you're pretty close to where I am, so that's kind of cheating. It's like the geography works out there.
Right. We are in San Francisco. Are you?
Well, I am there very often.
Yeah, Netherlands too, right?
Yeah.
All right, I think we have the ground rules laid out. We have about 10-15 minutes to interact with the audience and talk about anything or throw stuff at the chair. So we have one question.
Is that a question?
That is a question.
Just the beginning, don't worry. Hi, my name is Ksenia, and I'm Business Development Manager in Propeller Ads Media, and we already discussed with Maria yesterday. Nice to see you again.
I really appreciate it.
I did. I mean, if I need something, I will get it. I hope you appreciate it. And so my question is that we really grow a lot. And when we just started, it was 3 years ago, and it was very difficult to get somebody really big, like Zynga or like Congregate or, But now we really grew, and we have this.
You mean to get a client? You mean getting a client was difficult? Okay.
And so we have about like 500 millions of impressions daily, and I'm just wonder like how to go through this wall of silence. I don't want to send you or Jesus Christ and
Oh,
to
you mean
be
how
original.
to make someone like me or Rami or someone reply?
Yep, exactly.
Well, I mean, you put pictures of the Godfather in there. Well,
so
yeah. Let's make sure to speak in the microphone for the recording.
Yeah, so that email is not getting a real response from me. Like, I'm going to forward that to somebody, and I'm going to pretend they're my consigliere, and then that developer will probably pick up on the joke and forward it to somebody else, and then they will
just,
forward it
like,
to
get
somebody
stuck
else.
in an
And, like,
endless
we've
loop.
played this game before. When we get emails like that, we just see how often we can forward until the person gives up, which is a great waste of their time in exchange for wasting our time.
The way that
the best way to get us to respond is to write an email that makes sense to us. And
that's exactly what I mean. I mean,
so here's like my 5 tips. A, get my name right, which they get wrong very often. B, get my company name right, which they get wrong very often. 3 is know on what platform my game is, which people get wrong very. Like I get like advertisements for like mobile user acquisitions for Nuclear Throne, which is a Steam game that will also hit PlayStation. That's a really good way of not making me interested. Let me know what you can do for me, because like I'm doing quite fine.
Yeah, but we got
like,
traffic.
Cool.
Yeah,
Like,
so like,
that's
oh, you're on
awesome.
Steam. We can get you traffic on Steam.
Yeah, I have traffic on Steam.
No, but we can get you 500 million. Well,
Cool. If Steam puts me in their banner, I get 500 million as well, and I know how that works.
Oh.
Right? Like, this is the thing. Like, I know how the channels work that I use. Like, if you're going to introduce me to a channel that I'm not using, I do not only need to know what it does and how it works, I also need to know why I should do that over what I'm doing already. And I should know how that will benefit me in such a way that I'm going to take the mental effort to, like, figure out what all the abbreviations mean, right? And then the final one is, like, every game studio has, like, a flavor to them. And our flavor is very much that we don't really do advertisement. And that is, like, makes it really hard for you to make us a client, because we don't. But it doesn't mean that if you send me a really good email and another developer comes to me and goes like, hey, who would you think you should work with? Like, I would go like, oh, I got this email the other day about like whatever, and that sounded really good. Maybe talk to them. Like, people keep emailing us with like, do you want more traffic in your RIS game? We're like, no, we're fine. Ridiculous Fishing was game of the year. What are you going to do for us? And it's like, well, we put it in front of more people. We're like, then we email Apple. Like, they own the iPad. Like, it's fine. So it's like, know who you're offering what to. And like, a lot of people just do the blanket email. I get like emails for like URLs that I bought for fun. I have like zyngasponsored.com. I own that for some reason, because I thought it would be funny to buy that. And I get like people trying to sell me traffic to that website, which is literally empty. There's nothing there. It's just like bots going through things, people getting lists of developers. Our name pops up in a news article. We get 40 of those emails. So at that point, we don't care. Like, good way? Like, come talk to me after this.
Can I also have like one more question? I think
do we have any other questions from the audience? Because I want to be fair to everyone
like
else.
I'm representative of a provider, so maybe it is interesting
all right,
to
so
everybody.
we do have like in TinyBuild, we do have like the development and business distribution. We're now with 7 people, so we had to make that split. The way that you get someone from like a company that's a little bit more people is you make sure that someone in their company is OCD and replying to every single email. And we just have one person that does that. But that's it. So trying to make us interested, you have to understand what kind of problems we're facing. We're not facing the problems of getting our PDAO numbers up. Like, I don't even know what our whatever is. So go ahead.
Just say random letters, it'll work.
I tried that.
Oh, that worked. Nice.
Yeah, but just approach us with knowing what our platform is, just like Rami said, and understand what kind of problems we're facing. Because there were a couple of cases where a service provider was offering some things, and they actually played our game. And I checked like the username on Steam, and they were like Gold League in Speedrunner, so they played 100 hours. And that just made me forward that email to a person who needed that service. You know, in game development, we talk to each other. We constantly gossip. You know, especially in indie games. So don't make a name for yourself of someone that just bluntly spams everyone with a list.
I once had that thing that I do with forwarding emails. I once did that. Like, I did that before a few times. One of the times, the person that, like, we forwarded it like 14 or 15 times, and the person that's still not caught on. But then the 15th person we send it to continue to joke was like, oh, I'm also talking to this person in an email they sent me, and it was the exact same text. Like, those kind of things, like, they work most of the time, but like, if you are an agency that is going to provide us traffic and marketing, and your email does not immediately convince me, why should I trust you to be able to do that for my app? Right? If your email is not immediately like, yes, then why would you be able to do that with my video game? That's like, I much prefer people to like reach out to me in public.
I also think, about reaching out in public. If you have people that walk around the conference like this, and if that person is genuinely confused when I tell them, oh, we don't buy traffic, like, whoa, how do you do this? Like, then I'm just stopping talking. I'm like, I'm very sorry, we do not need your services. Please go to that company that's right next to us. And then those guys get offended that I send these to them. But just hire people who know games. That helps a lot. Like, if your business development manager walks around and understands like what an indie game is, understands that Ridiculous Fishing was Game of the Year, and even if you don't have a business relationship possible, if you just talk about the games, that's going to create a good vibe between you and that person, and you will know that this person understands games, and maybe if in the future I will need those kind of services, I will remember the person that knew my game, and not just trying to sell me stuff that I don't need, because that's the definition of spam.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, of course, it is understandable, and thanks a lot for such deep explanation. And the last and small question was if it is still interesting.
Do we have any other questions? Otherwise, we're just like sparring here. No, all right, let's chat for 5 more minutes.
Traffic.
Okay, I understand if, for example, like this this game is absolutely new for our users and we don't know how it will go or not. But for example, if we already promoted through affiliate, for example, like we started to work with Zynga, I just came to them and say, guys, we already have your offers and they really perform pretty well on our traffic and getting offers from third parties, of course, without telling any names. So this is my question. And for example, if we already promote Congregate, for example, would it be possible to work directly with each other without like wasting your money on affiliates?
Maria, you want to take this? Because I also have an opinion here.
Absolutely.
My opinion is...
Just for example, it's not like a business talk.
But just like my perspective...
Like it sounds like a business talk on a panel
sorry.
when we hope that we'll talk about other things.
But you're asking about cutting out the middleman, right?
Okay, let's talk not about Congregate exactly, but if you already have offers and you're giving them to affiliates and you know that probably they don't have their own traffic, and if I come and tell, we already have this number of installs and this number of conversions, doesn't make sense, and does it sound like interesting for you to try to work together directly?
This is coming back to the first statement. Please know the person you need to talk to. Like, you don't come up with those random questions to a business development manager whose main goal is to find great games and great developers to work with. You're just doing the same sales pitch you've been doing in email. It's not you, like many other providers, everybody in general. I will be listening to you, it will sound awesome, and I'll say, great, please email you@congregate.com, and those people will be able to talk to you.
Email this black box where we collect all of our emails.
But like, this is not a black box. We actually have people who will be interested in your page, in your offer, in anything. Otherwise, you're wasting your time at first just to talk to me or ask those questions here.
All right, thanks, Maria. It wasn't a really personal question, but it was just in general, like how to show that.
Probably not. But I will wrap up with just like on your question of cutting out the middleman. If I worked in large companies that do all of this kind of stuff with traffic acquisition and whatnot, and if you come to me saying that you want to cut out the middleman, while we have all of these processes in our company set up, and it's like a large hierarchy with multiple dependencies and whatnot, we're not going to do that just for you. We have all of this stuff set up so that we have stuff automated, right? And we're not going to just go out of our way for one company to cut out one middleman. Do you have anything to add?
No, I was waiting for other questions. But
all right. Do we have time for one more question?
let's pick one other person.
All right.
Come on,
So
somebody, don't be afraid. We won't get you free traffic, but we will answer your question.
All right. We have one question right there.
At least I won't give you free traffic. I don't know about these people.
Okay, I'm sorry for not so perfect English, no practice. I have a game. The basic core of this game is that you need to have many players inside it, so the game keep going, keep pleasuring people. And if there are only 10 people or 50 people, it won't go they must interact with each other as much as I need much player inside my game. How I should interact with audience so they could understand that, and so I can invite.
That is called the curse of indie multiplayer right there. Are you an indie developer?
Not indie, but yes.
Okay, well, it's called the curse of indie multiplayer games.
Yeah, I guess.
Where no one plays your game and your game is dead.
Yes, yes.
We specifically had that situation with speedrunners, where if no one is playing your game, you can't find the match and the game is dead. That's a completely separate subject that I could talk about for hours.
I mean, so we actually had this very similar problem with Nuclear Throne, and we actually came up with a solution for it that worked for us. Nuclear Throne, so first off, disclosure, Nuclear Throne is not a multiplayer game. Nuclear Throne is a single-player game. But one of the problems we had is that over the 72 updates that we did every week an update, our community got really, really good at the game. So our feedback became completely useless. That's good marketing there, right there. Just hop up and put a sticker somewhere. Anyway, it became clear to us that the feedback that our community gave us was very much the feedback of people that were really, really good at the game. So we had no eyes on whether the beginning part of the game was any good, whether the on-ramp was good, whether people were enjoying the game when they just got introduced to it. And the solution we ended up with is anybody who owned the game got a free copy of the game. We just gave them a gift copy to give to a friend. And what ended up happening was actually really interesting because not only did we double our community in like no time, a lot of people bought the game when they heard they would get an extra copy as well. So we actually ended up making a profit on that one. And then finally, the feedback that we ended up getting was a lot more diverse because we had a lot more diverse players. And it generated a lot of news, which is also great. So if you get to that situation and you already have a small user base, allow them to
give
find
out
more user
free
base.
games.
Like
right?
Steam, if it's on Steam, Steam codes are free, just like candy. Just like throw them. Just like here, everybody in the room, like give them a key of the game.
Okay, I will have to end on that exact statement. We have no time, but yes, just too long didn't read. We gave away tons of free games, free Steam codes, and that saves speedrunners. So similar situation, give away free keys, and I think that's where we'll wrap up. Thank you so much.
That's a good conclusion.